Welcome to the channel, My Life in Questions, where I discuss, comment, and explore the bizarre questions that pop into my mind about history and personal events. Breakdance, dress, and style. In the same way breakdance moves, rap music, graffiti, and other elements of hip-hop spread from the South Bronx to Manhattan and to North Jersey, so did a specific style of dress. Eventually, it became easy to identify who was a part of hip-hop culture. As I look back later in life as an adult, I can recognize the elements of cultural identity. Many cultures have distinct traditional clothing that is rich in history and symbolism, hence the reason why I still wear a Kango hat, which was a sought-after accessory for the b-boy. The symbolic reason representing the choice of colors, patterns, and even the way an item is made can hold specific meaning within a culture, often related to events like weddings or a birth. In this situation, we will substitute weddings and birth for iconic breakdance battles such as the Rocksteady Crew versus Beach Street from the 1984 film Beach Street. The role of the local environment, which clothing styles are also influenced by practical considerations like climate. For example, heavy, durable fabrics are common in cold northern regions, while lighter materials and sun hats are traditional in hot southern areas. Environment would determine why in the mid-1980s b-boys were wearing shearling sheepskin coats. Additionally, identity can be displayed by wearing traditional or cultural significant clothing to show pride in one's heritage and a connection to a particular region or group. Hence, the different boroughs of New York City and the unique style that could identify someone from Queens in comparison to someone from the South Bronx. Lastly, unity and celebration, or how clothing can create a sense of unity to celebrate important cultural events like the vibrant outfits worn during festivals and ceremonies, a trend marking the unique attire by the dynamic rockers and Rocksteady Crew battling in 1981 at Lincoln Center Plaza. The crews etched their names on medical outfits to display a unique style of dress. Eventually, these trends made it to Elizabeth, New Jersey, where I grew up. The problem was being in elementary school. Most clothes were for adults, and at that point, capitalism didn't focus on street trends, much less street trends that would market to elementary school students. As the older b-boys were wearing shell-toe Adidas and suede Pumas, I had to wait until my body grew so I could fit into the smallest of sizes. We wore sneakers with thick laces and laced them up over the top as an act of counterculture, since the sneaker manufacturers laced them up from under the top. This was a little act of rebellion from poor youth who were the children of disenfranchised, forgotten parents who struggled to raise their kids in poor neighborhoods. That poverty was known and supplies were limited. A hardcore breakdancer wore the Adidas shell toe. These sneakers were durable, held up on the dance floor, and could be cleaned. In comparison to the Puma Suede, which did not hold up to the elements but was viewed as the classier hip-hop sneaker. Since people in the culture came from poverty, the Puma Suede had limitations due to the difficulty to clean and keep the sneakers fresh. One would not dare getting the iconic burgundy and white Puma Suede with white thick laces. Dirty. Even this day, I could identify the style of people like PJ who had the freshest pair of Puma Suede. Breakdancers who were into popping put taps on the bottom of their shoes to differentiate their dancing. I could still hear those taps hitting the floor in the hallway at Woodrow Wilson Elementary School. We wore Lee jeans. Occasionally, we would have the pants tailored to have a quarter-inch crease in the front and back. It was a fashion statement. The pants were held up with a belt, and the belt was individualized by using a letter belt buckle displaying your name. The La Tigre shirt was a sought-after best dressed top, or if you were in break-in mode, you would wear a windbreaker or tracksuit. And of course, the sneaker brand matched the suit top. Kango hats were another way to class up one's attire for the streets. Lastly, gazelle glasses finished the look. These were the early trends before Run DMC made Adidas an iconic piece of clothing to represent hip-hop. And there you have it, hip-hop and the early style of dress that emerged from New York City. Today, I still incorporate elements of this style into my professional setting. At work, I am known to wear Pumas while delivering meetings and matching the numerous pairs in my collection with blazers and polo shirts. The bigger the meeting, the bigger the expression. In my mind, remembering where I come from, where I am at, and the influence of this culture called hip-hop that inspired poor kids to express themselves through fashion. As I look back and reflect on hip-hop style of dress in the 1980s, I ask myself, what perceived trends are we ignoring today that could impact one's life? Who else is out there who incorporates these styles into their way of dress as an adult? And finally, A thank you for the impact of hip hop in yet another area of my life that helped shape who I am. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and comment.